Support for this podcast comes from St. Alphonsus Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinics, with physicians, physical therapists, and trainers who treat sports and performance-related injuries, with locations across the valley. More information on services and locations at stalphonsus.org/stayactive.
Idaho is a big state, and it covers a lot of territory. Idaho Matters wants to take you to every corner of the Gem State by visiting all 44 counties, and we need your help to do that. Email us your story ideas at idahomatters@boisestate.edu for our new series we're calling Idaho 44. And be sure to join us each weekday at noon and 8 on Idaho Matters and travel the state with us.
From Boise State Public Radio, this is The Connector. It's Idaho's daily news. Good morning. I'm George Prentice. This morning, we preview a very important event. It is part of a decades-long effort by the Nez Perce tribe to advocate for the removal of the lower Snake River dams. And on a much lighter note, the Western Idaho State Fair opens today, and we want you to meet some very colorful characters who will be at the fair. It is Friday, the 15th of August, and here we go. On Saturday, a fleet of kayaks, rafts, and other non-motored boats will float down the Snake River, starting in Lewiston. It will be part of a decades-long effort by the Nez Perce tribe to advocate for removal of the lower Snake River dams. Jamie Geary has a preview.
The nonprofit Mimi Poo Nez Perce for the People is hosting the event. It says dismantling the dams and reservoirs would help salmon populations thrive and restore the tribe's connection to the fish. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration says salmon populations around the dams are in sharp decline, and water trapped in reservoirs is heating up, leading to harmful algal blooms unsafe for both fish and humans.
Because what we're trying to do is show that it's not just a tribal thing. Everyone wants salmon, everyone wants clean water. Everyone should have clean water. Those reservoirs are not clean.
That's Julian Matthews, the nonprofit's coordinator. He's lived in the area his whole life and says the dam reservoir waters have never looked more murky. He says he thinks dismantling the 4 hydroelectric dams would help salmon thrive and reduce algae levels. In 2023, the Biden administration pledged an investment of $100 billion directly to tribal nations along the river for salmon restoration and alternatives to hydropower. The Trump administration withdrew from that agreement this June. After a 2.5-mile float down to the Snake River this weekend, participants will gather for a salmon lunch, speeches, and traditional Nez Perce music. Jamie Geary, Boise State Public Radio News.
This has been a big week for a number of school districts here in the Treasure Valley, Boise, and West Idaho. A number of school districts began a new school year, but up in Valley County, the McCall-Donnelly School District does not start until August 26th, but the district did make some news this week. We have been reporting on the possibility of a 4-day school week in McCall. There was a public survey in 2023 that indicated most parents and staff preferred a 4-day week in the district, but the school board found a lack of data on whether a 4-day week would benefit students. Well, the Star News reports that the trustees in the district voted no. They will remain with a 5-day school week, and they said they wouldn't revisit the idea of a 4-day week for at least 5 years. Now to Sun Valley, where the city council this week decided to do something most Idaho cities wish they could do, put a local option tax request on the ballot. The Sun Valley City Council wants to ask voters to approve a 3% local option tax on food, beverages, and lodging, a 2% tax on retail sales, and a 1% tax on ski lift tickets and building materials. Sun Valley officials say if approved, the income would be used primarily for public safety and EMS. The Mountain Express says the City Council approval of the ballot language was unanimous. The issue will appear on the November 4th ballot. The Western Idaho Fair will kick off this afternoon. And this week, our Julie Lucata checked in with some hopeful contestants as they dropped off their homemade goods in the food competitions. Cookies and pies are some of the more popular items, but for retired electrician Phil Bassick,
well, it's pretty simple. Most of the recipes for pickles are close to the same. It's kind of a half vinegar, half water, and then you boil them, put a little bit of dill and some garlic in them, and you got pickles. Done it for about 6 years. I keep threatening to retire, but after I can my pickles, I think I might as well bring them down to the fair. My mom used to bring stuff down here, and so I just kind of follow in her footsteps, and once you get started, it's kind of addicting. I was the oldest son and started helping her, I don't know, when I was 7 or 8 years old, and when she passed away, I just kept doing it. So I got a couple firsts last year. So they give you a blue ribbon, and the winners are you get $5. Second place you get $4, and third you get $3. I think that's the same again this year. And bragging rights which are worth far more than that.
So Julie kept going with her visit, and with an eye out for more unique entries in the food competitions, Julie visited.
I'm a knitter, and so I enter in the knitting over in the home arts part. I'm kind of a sock queen. My name is Kathy Haynes. I stand around and help hand out ballots so that people can vote on their favorite decorated cake of the day. Very frequently we'll have 30 different entries in chocolate chip cookies, or snickerdoodles are popular. So it gets pretty competitive, and we have really good judges, so, you know.
What's the weirdest entry you've ever witnessed?
Oh, bear meat that was canned. That was kind of unique. It's very greasy just as a meat process, and it doesn't look pretty in a jar at all. So, yeah, that was pretty scary looking stuff.
Did it win anything?
No.
And then Julie made her way to the Poultry and Birds exhibition as it prepares for visitors.
Chickens are kind of like the flowers of the poultry world. They come in so many colors, so many different varieties, so many options. I'm hatching emus this year. Hi, babies, come here. They almost make no sound. They make just kind of like a quiet little peeping sound. That one is Mary Jane. She hatched on 420, so what else am I going to name her? And this one's Vanilla. Oh, I'm Katrina Jones. I am the poultry superintendent and also the 4-H poultry supervisor. There's a lot of moving pieces and parts in order to make the department come together and have a successful fair, so I'm responsible for all of that. And also making sure that we have fantastic bird displays for everybody to see, in addition to the animals that everybody else brings in. This one's a pea chick. Peacock or peahen.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's like 10 times the size of the other guys.
Oh, yeah. This thing's about a month old. Yeah, we're trying to handle them as much as we can so they get used to it. And that's what we have these chairs for, so people just sit down and wait for their turn to hold a chick. Oh, bad enough.
The Western Idaho Fair opens today, and our Troy Oppie will be hosting All Things Considered live from the fair this afternoon. And that is today's episode of The Connector. I'm George Prentice. We will see you back here come Monday. To stay in touch with the news between now and then, check out BoiseStatePublicRadio.org or download the free Boise State Public Radio app. And thanks for listening.